Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Judgment Day, when every loved one will think only of themselves and flee. But it was just one good deed that could change everything. It was a peaceful evening. The sun was setting beyond the trees, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold. A young boy named Hamza sat beside his father on the porch after Maghrib prayer. The air was calm, yet his heart was restless. He turned to his father and said softly, "Baba, I heard something that really confused me today. My teacher said that on the day of judgment, nobody will care for anyone, not even their own family. But you are my father. I love you so much. If you ever need good deeds on that day, I will surely give you mine. Why do people say no one will care about anyone? That sounds so strange and scary." The father smiled gently, placed his hand on Hamza's head, and said, "My lovely son, I know what you're thinking. You were speaking from a heart full of mercy and love, and that is how Allah created us in this world. But on the day of judgment, our hearts will not be like they are today. On that day, Allah will remove mercy from the hearts of all people, and everyone will think only about themselves." Hamza looked up, puzzled. "But Baba, why?" The father looked into the sky and began to explain slowly. "Because that day will be so terrifying, Hamza, that every soul will be afraid of their own record. Allah says in the Quran, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. On that day, a man will flee from his brother, and from his mother and his father, and from his wife and his children." On Surah Abasa 34-36, that means, "My son, even blood relations won't matter that day. Everyone will fear their own sins." Hamza's eyes widened. "Even if someone loves his father or mother?" "Yes," the father nodded. "Even then, because love in this world is mixed with hope and mercy. But on the day of judgment, Allah will make every person aware of their deeds. You will see your good deeds and bad deeds written clearly. You will see the angels bringing your record." He paused for a moment, then continued, "Imagine, my son, that you have many good deeds, prayers, charity, Quran recitation, and just a few bad ones. You're happy that you'll enter paradise. But maybe once you hurt someone with your words, or mocked a person, or broke someone's heart, then what will happen? The angels will take your good deeds and give them to that person, because you wronged them." Hamza frowned. "Even just for hurting someone's feelings?" "Yes," the father said firmly. "Even that." The Prophet said, "Do you know who the bankrupt person is?" The companion said, "A bankrupt person is one who has no money or belongings." The Prophet said, "The bankrupt of my ummah is the one who comes on the day of judgment with prayers, fasting, and charity." But he had insulted this person, slandered that person, unlawfully taken wealth from someone, shed the blood of another, or beaten someone. So his good deeds will be taken and given to those whom he wronged. And if his good deeds are finished before justice is done, then their sins will be thrown upon him, and he will be thrown into the hellfire. Sahih Muslim Hadith 20-481. Hamza's eyes filled with tears. "Baba, that's so scary." The father smiled sadly. "Yes, my son. That's why your heart must always stay soft and humble. Now imagine this. I, your father, on that day have one less good deed than needed to enter paradise. I come to you and say, 'Hamza, my son, please give me one good deed.' Just one. But you see that if you give me even one, you might lose your balance and risk hellfire. Would you give it to me?" Hamza looked down in silence. The father continued gently, "You see, my son, no one will be able to take that risk on that day. Even I wouldn't be able to give you one of mine. Not because I don't love you, but because Allah will make everyone understand their own reality. The fear of hellfire will be so strong that everyone will think only of saving themselves." That is what the Prophet meant when he said, "Each person will flee from the people most dear to him, fearing that they might demand from him some of his good deeds." Tafsir Ibn Kathir explanation of Surah Abasa. That's why Allah tells us, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. And the day when neither wealth nor children will benefit anyone, except the one who comes to Allah with a pure heart. When Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26-88-89, Hamza nodded slowly, understanding the weight of his father's words. "So, my son," the father continued, "don't ever rely on anyone else's deeds. The only thing that will save you is your own deeds, your sincerity, and Allah's mercy. That's why I always tell you, every small deed matters. Deeds are more precious than gold. Because on that day, people will go searching for even one good deed from their relatives, but no one will be willing to give it." Then the father added softly, Do you know, Hamza, that when you recite even one letter from the Quran, Allah rewards you for it? Hamza looked up surprised. The father smiled. Yes, the Prophet said, whoever recites one letter from the book of Allah will be rewarded with one good deed, and each good deed will be multiplied by 10. I do not say that Alif Lam Mim is one letter, but Alif is a letter, Lam is a letter, and Mim is a letter. Sunan al-Tirmidhi, Hadith 20:10. So when you recite Alif Lam Mim, you are not just getting 10 good deeds, you get 30 good deeds, because Alif is first letter, Lam is a second letter, and Mim is a third letter. Imagine how many good deeds you can earn every day just by reading Quran and doing small acts of kindness. The father looked into his son's eyes and said softly, My beloved son, build your own treasure of good deeds. Don't wait for anyone to help you on that day. Pray, recite Quran, be kind, forgive others, and avoid hurting anyone. Because one day when we stand before Allah, we will both be hoping for Allah's mercy, not each other's deeds. Hamza's face brightened, his confusion replaced by a deep sense of understanding. He hugged his father and said, Baba, from today, I will recite Quran daily and I'll be careful with my words. I don't want to lose even one good deed. The father smiled, patting his back gently. That's my son. May Allah make your heart pure and fill your record with light and good deeds, moral and reflection. On the day of judgment, even family bonds will not help. Only one's own deeds and Allah's mercy will. Every small good deed counts. Avoid hurting others, because their rights will be taken from your good deeds. Reciting Quran and doing dhikr daily can earn countless good deeds that may save you when you stand before Allah.